Hey guys and gals, Jim here, and this is my finished up video for the Millennium Falcon, the Force Awakens 144th scale Millennium Falcon diorama. Kind of a little bit of my take on the escape from Jakku when it first took off and all that, and they had a couple of the First Order TIE fighters chasing them around the desert scene and stuff and all that. So I did my sand after the last video. Did that on Thursday. Got it all finished up. Let it dry overnight and all that and stuff. And it's actually just a bag of your basic play sand, and stuff. And but it does have some little black chips, almost like little shavings, some rock in there and stuff. So I didn't pick none of that out. I left it dry. There were a couple bigger hunks and stuff like that. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. It's just basically Elmer's glue coated and laid down. And what I do is I dump a whole bunch of it on there, and I just let it sit like that for a few hours to make sure that it takes to all the areas and stuff like that. And then I just tip it over and shake it off on a sheet of cardboard and dump it back in the bag what's all loose and stuff. But there's no bare spots, but that's why I do go over it with a base coat of a earth tone color too. So if there are any places where it didn't take to the glue or I missed a little spot of glue, you're not going to notice it because the undercoat, the paint is pretty close to the same color and stuff. But you can see all the little areas where I had the different layers glued and stuff, and you saw seams, all that. The sand gets fills all those in and stuff. So it's all a natural transition and stuff. I got my low areas and all that, and my deeper areas and stuff like that, the raised areas and stuff. So it came out real nice. And then I just take and paint the edge, kind of like what we used to do in dioramas and model railroading. You paint the edge borders, all the flat surfaces. Model railroading, the popular color was like a dark green. I used black and everything, but it makes it look complete and everything. And like I says, notice some of the transitions. I kind of bring them off on both sides rather than just have a flat hill there. I kind of bring the detail over so it's like you're really looking into a scene, and now that's something that's framed off and flat on all four sides and stuff. So, but that's all about the diorama and stuff. And I give her a little quick view, different areas, and see where you can see the different depressions and stuff that I carved in there and all that. Now I got my First Order TIE fighters, which I built a while back, and they're not lit or nothing like that. They're kind of too small, and by the time you put together the body parts of them and stuff, there's really not much room. You got to pretty much hog out all the plastic, all the attachment points, in order if you did want to try to get an LED and all that. So they're just built as is. And the one I did drill out the little gun barrel parts on the cockpit and all that. And what I use is piano wire, which is something I also pick up at Ace Hardware. I know in my last video I mentioned my local Ace Hardware. They carry the brass tubing, which I use for my support rods. They carry solid brass rods, copper tubing, like scale model sizes, aluminum solid, copper solid, and piano wire. And they also carry some small diameter steel rods. But piano wire is kind of, it's like a steel too, almost like a spring steel would be. But I use 25 thousandths diameter piano wire. And what I did, I just took some apple barrel, a real bright green, kind of what you get with the 72nd scale kits, the clear parts for the laser effects. I just painted it green, and then what I did, I gave it a coat of clear crystal, micro crystal clear, to kind of make it look like it's a little bit translucent when you look at it in person and stuff. It's got that little see-through effect over the green. So I'm happy with the way that came out. I kind of wanted to do one of them like it's taking a shot at the Falcon and stuff like that. The Millennium Falcon is all there. I got it kind of tipped to the front of the diorama, angled up a little bit, and kind of turned on an angle also. So I'm happy with all that. down there, it's kind of dim today, and living room lamps don't really do justice. So I'm trying to get well, I got some halfway decent light in the room. I scratch built. You saw in the last video I showed you before it was painted. I scratch built a TIE fighter and all that out of some stuff I had laying around, and then I painted a little bit of partial, just like the TIE fighters on the diorama are. And then I took and just sprayed some black and misted it over and stuff to leave a few of the gray areas and stuff. But I missed over like it's been shot down. It crashed, burnt, and it's all charred and everything. I added some pastel chalk rust and stuff to give it some more interest and all that. And I was going to do a flickering LED like it just had happened, and it was still burning and stuff. But I decided not to. I didn't want to do too much to overpower the Millennium Falcon. But if you watch the movies and you see it flying, see the Millennium Falcon flying around, especially when it first took off and the TIE fighters start taking chase to it, there's a lot of debris, you know, destroyed ships laying around in the sand and stuff like that. So that's kind of the effect I went for. And a bunch of the parts that I made that complete. And then I started cutting pieces off of it and adding little strip styrene to do some detail like framework and stuff. All the stuff that I cut off of it, I detailed up with strip styrene, and then I scattered it about. I just glued it down on top of the sand with canopy glue, and all that, and then sprinkled a little sand over to some of the edges and stuff like it was half buried and stuff. But I wanted to make it like a crash scene and something that's been sitting there for a while. And, you know, it's just old, abandoned, shot down, destroyed TIE fighter and everything, all the broken pieces laying around the area and all that. And you know, like I said, I did some pastel rust streaks on it and stuff like that. I didn't really have nothing to do detail on the main body, so on the front and back I had some extra photo etch parts, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it too well, but I just glued them on the front and the back to make it look like it had some type of hatches like the model kits having that and stuff. And I wasn't going to buy a kit, even though they're inexpensive. I wasn't going to buy a kit just so I could destroy it and use it for my diorama, so that's why I went about scratch building one. But I think that came out pretty decent. And we'll turn on the lights. I'm running this off at 12 volts because I've got about, I got like 10 LEDs in the Falcon. Usually anything like 2-3 LEDs I'll run on a 9-volt battery. Very seldom do I do models that require that'll take a 9-volt battery. Most of my stuff has more LEDs. I like to use the cheapest. I think they're 12-volt wall plugins, and they run at 2 amps, and they'll handle about 30 to 35 LEDs with no problem with you know, losing power, you know, power or the LEDs dimming on you. So, but I hooked it up to a remote running off the 12-volt system. So we'll turn on the lights and get a shot of that. It's kind of hard to film these bigger models or these bigger dioramas. It's not like a little model car that a lot of you guys do, or a small static model where you can put it on a turntable and rotate it around and stuff. So I try to do my best, but my Millennium Falcon there and all that looks real good lit up and all that. I got the headlights working. I still haven't messed around with the clear for the canopy for the cockpit. I'll probably mess with that during the week and all that. But you can still see, even with the gun in there, you can still see all the lighting in the gunner bay and all that stuff. In the bottom one, it pretty much is going to look the same. And you pick up a little bit of the light there, you know. So they're both pretty much identical and stuff. I know when I showed the Falcon the other day after it was done, I had a couple light leaks coming through the top and bottom of the mandible. I got those taken care of with a little syringe type tip that you can buy at like a hobby store, and I was able to squeeze it underneath that that edge, because there's supposed to be an edge there, and you know, continues underneath the surface. So I was able to squeeze some. I mixed up some gray, black and white to make some gray, light gray tulip. And I was able to get that in there and seal up the little gap that I had on the top and bottom. So I'm happy with the way that came out. So there's a little bit different different angle with the TIE fighters chasing it and stuff like that. And then spin it around the other way as much as I can. And there you got the TIE fighters chasing it there. Now in person, my hotspots don't show up in person as much as they do on camera, but I'm happy with the way it came out and everything. There's a little bit better shot of my scratch-built TIE fighter with all the junk laying around, the broken pieces. Some of them I took and heated them up with my Bic lighter and curved them, you know, bent them a little bit to make it look like pieces of twisted metal and stuff like that. But you can see the weathering I did on there and everything. And also, yeah, I'm real happy with the way it came out. And I added a piece of photo etch on the back to make it look a little bit like the business end where the engine would be and all that stuff. So, but yeah, it was fun to work on. And I think this looks better on the diorama and stuff, better than just a static model on a base by itself without anything, you know, to make it stand out and stuff and all that. And real happy with it all. And you turn it around, and I've got the back side of everything detailed up too. And also there's a better shot of the TIE fighter with the little piano wire laser blast things coming out of it and stuff. And also those TIE fighters, I must have built them about 8-9 months ago, and they've been sitting around waiting for me to build a Millennium Falcon and all. But I'm happy with the way the Falcon turned out, the weathering and all that, the decals, the streaking I did with the wash and all. It's not real heavy, but it's, you know, subtle enough you still see it, but it's not overpowering because this is a smaller model, you know. And you know, you don't want to go overboard because then it kind of takes things out of scale and it makes it look more toyish and stuff like that. So I kept that to the minimum. My side panels, I did the wash in there, so all the surface detail, the little piping and all that pops a lot nicer and stuff. So yeah, came out real nice. I'm happy with it. Happy with the way she turned out. It's the special, the first order special forces, I think. You know, like I said, I'm not real big on Star Wars as far as following all the movies, but I learn a little bit when I watch videos for my different ideas and stuff, you know, and references and stuff. But you got the one with the red markings, and then the other one's just a plain one and all that. So and I got them posing like, you know, not just straight up and down. It kind of turned a little sideways and up, facing up or downward and stuff, like they're making chase and all that. So yeah, I'm real happy with the way it turned out. Here's an overall shot of the back of it from the back. They'll turn her around. This diorama is roughly a little over a foot, maybe about 13 inches deep, and probably about 21 inches wide. So, you know, it is pretty good size and all that, and all, but I wanted to make it big enough for where I could space things out and not have things like they're right on top of one another, you know, real close and everything, where it ruins the effect and all. So anyway, sorry about the lighting, you know, or all that, the quality, but I do this with my cell phone, and I wanted to get this up so you guys could see it and all that. And I know a lot of people have been waiting to see the finished product. You know, I kind of got anxious just as you guys were. You know, I can't wait to see the next video, what you got done to it and everything. And I was kind of looking forward to it. I'm glad I finally dug it out and built the kit and got the diorama done. I was kicking it around. I was going to do it back last fall. I was going to do it over the winter months. Winter blew by so fast and all. And I finally decided, okay, I'm going to pull it out. And it was a nice little project. I thought it was going to take me a couple months to work on it and stuff with all the detail and the photo etch and stuff, but turned out took me roughly about 2 weeks to do the whole thing. So I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks really cool with the, you know, the effect I got with the diorama and stuff. Nice little scene, and it's going to make a nice addition to the model room and stuff like that. So till the next time, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for following along with this build. Thanks for all the great comments you guys been leaving me. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks to all my new subscribers and all that. And hey, I'd like to give a shout out to Travis Weeks. You could catch him over at Ostrich Longneck YouTube channel. And he's working on a on 1000 scale NX01 like I just finished up recently. He's doing the refit version, but he's doing total lighting on his and stuff. And I did one of those years ago with lighting, and it's kind of compact and there's not a whole lot of room inside, but he's really doing an outstanding job on his. So if you get a chance, go check out his build of the NX01 refit bipolar lights, the on 1000 scale and stuff. And he's got quite a bit done on it. He just posted a video yesterday and kind of took through all the first bunch of steps that he took to do some lighting, and he's getting to the point where he's ready to close things up and start doing the detail and stuff like that. So he's doing a very excellent job on it, and I give him a lot of credit for having patience to light that little thing. Although I got a couple smaller models than that I've been working on some lighting and stuff for, so those will be coming up in the near future. But that's it for now. So till the next time, guys, all take care. Stay safe out there, man. That coronavirus, they say it's supposed to start getting worse in other cities next week. Kind of like what New York's been experiencing stuff. I know over in Illinois where I'm at, the whole state, we're one of the states, there's like more than half the states now in the country that got that stay-at-home order. I mean, it's not being enforced by law or nothing like that, or you get in trouble, but they tell you, unless you have to go get groceries, prescriptions or medications or something for other things, gas to get to and from work if you're still working. Don't just go out unnecessarily bumming around for the hell of it, and don't be gathering in large groups, things like that. I know even churches and that they're not having services or nothing because of congregation gathering and stuff like that. So it's pretty wild out there. Hobby Lobby's even closed till further notice and stuff like that. Basically anything that's a necessity, like gas stations, grocery stores, things like that, are open. Anything that's not a necessity isn't open till further notice. I know all the fast food places, Taco Bell, McDonald's, places like that, they're drive-through service only. No going in and placing your order and dining inside, things like that. So restaurants, bars are closed and all that. So that's looking pretty bad out there and stuff, and who knows how long it's going to stick around. And the way they're talking, we could be seeing this for quite a few weeks or months to come. So anyway, no sports on TV, no NASCAR racing, man, bummer. So we'll be talking to you. Hope you guys enjoyed following along with this build as much as I enjoyed working on it. Like I said, I'm real happy with the way it came out. And if you got any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, either in the contacts or else I leave my email address at the in the descriptions and on each one of my videos. If you got some more questions that you want to keep private or something, feel free to get a hold of me at my email address. So till next time, have a good one. Happy modeling. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe out there. And if you don't have a hobby and you're getting tired of being able not to do much, get yourself a hobby, whether it's building models, doing other types of crafts. It passes the time away. I mean, this is something I do even if we didn't have to stay at home. It's something that I've been doing all my life, so I enjoy it. So, but fortunate enough that this time in our present day, I have things that keep me busy and don't sit around getting bored and staring at the tube all day. So we'll be talking to you. Have a good one. Bye.